not your stalker. Not called
Okay,
my stalker. If you accept gifts from a stalker.
Are we in the open right now?
He's a friend. Your friend?
What?
What?
Are we on the air? Is this happening? Are we on television right now?
We've
Is
been
this real
instructed
life?
to talk.
The countdown's gone. Instead, we have the lovely back of Jeff Hillerman's head. Whoa!
Hey, Hillerman, what's up?
Hi.
Hey,
That's Jeff. He's single, by the way, ladies. He's
Also famous because he's
And ready to mingle.
been on TV frequently.
He'll be at the Diamondbacks game this Friday.
He's texting the honeys right now. It's hard to defend yourself when you're not wearing a microphone, isn't
and he
it?
makes bank.
Hi, Alyssa.
$400,000 a year, those
guys.
two. Best gig in the business.
We can't forget Craig. What's up, Craig?
Craig doesn't make that much money. He's actually here on a work release program. Craig is.
Well, he just had another baby. He's got another mouth to feed.
I'm sorry?
Boy, Craig, they have two babies.
Yeah,
He wasn't showing at all.
Oh, his wife had another
Oh, okay.
baby.
I didn't notice a darn thing. Hey, this is the after show, off to an even more chaotic start than usual. Vanessa, Paul, Rachel, and Jimmy hanging out here at the table. They move us from the couch sometimes. I don't think they...
I like it. I like to
sitting on
alternate
couch.
back and forth.
It is
Variety.
good.
Oh, this is you that's doing
Alert,
this. Oh,
keeps you
okay.
awake. Yes.
Fair enough. Today we want to hear from you. It's Teacher Appreciation Day, so hop in the comment section. Show some love to your favorite educators. Who has made an impact in your life, and how did they do so? Some of us are still telling stories about teachers that we haven't seen in decades.
I shared mine this morning. Mrs. McGuire, my first grade teacher, she helped me get involved in talent shows. I really wanted to participate, but I didn't have the money for an outfit.
Or talent.
Whoa, you better watch it.
Hang on, she's got a jazz hand.
Yeah.
Right in your mug.
Remember when my head started shaking?
Yeah, that's trouble.
Yeah.
I've learned my lesson.
So she let me borrow an outfit, and I entered the talent show. I did a dance contest, and I ended up placing, and it was great. And ever since then, I wanted to be like, in the limelight.
Star.
You don't dance enough on this show, I don't think. We need like a Vanessa dance segment.
Yes.
I don't know.
It's
That'll
ratings
work well.
too, so I think we
Yeah,
need
it
to
is
work on
May
that.
Sweep. You're right.
That might help
Jake,
out.
who was the teacher that made an impact for you?
Probably, you want the whole list of the top 10. One off
Maybe
the
three.
bat would be my high school track coach, Blaine Clark. And he instilled in me the belief that I can accomplish great things. And he would give me these times that I couldn't run. He'd be like, hey, this week I figured it out. With your split, the first 100,
Yeah.
this is what you're running. And I'm like, what? But I wouldn't run it, but man, would I drop my time. And I got
close.
this thing stuck in my head for
Yeah.
the rest of my life, at least for the next 30 years, that if I can put something in my brain and I kind of believe it and work hard towards it, even if I don't accomplish it, I can get way up there. So he was a pretty awesome teacher that I still carry with him today. Blaine Clark.
Blaine Clark. Coach Clark.
Yeah, Coach Clark. He's a good guy.
What about you, Rachel?
So mine was Mr. Binder. He was my middle school drama coach and debate. And he took us on this big trip to New York City when we were in the 7th grade.
Wow.
And that was my first trip to 30 Rock, NBC.
Oh, no kidding.
And I'm like, I want to work here. I want to work for NBC. And that was it. That's how I got
Isn't
into
that
TV.
crazy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
super young. But he was awesome.
Then you realized that after your career progressed that it's a lot easier to get in the NFL than to work for the team.
It is. I was like, I don't want to be a starving artist and be an actor. I'm going to go into television. Midland, Texas, first job, $12,750.
There you go.
Wow.
So
We all got those stories.
You gotta
all of
love
us.
it.
Like,
You
we
gotta
could
really
bore
love
you
it.
with being broke,
Yes.
working at pizza
ramen
joints,
noodles.
Days Inn Hotel with a college degree, working
Yeah.
part-time.
Now, granted, you weren't working there. You were kind of squatting.
Well, they didn't realize I was there because I wore kind of an older suit.
These guys are in the same suit.
When the manager
every
walks
day.
by, just
Great
know,
to see
right?
you.
coffee. Good coffee, you.
You shared one of yours earlier.
Yeah, there's a couple that come to mind. For me, I think in high school, there were two teachers that really stood out for me. One was Randy Scott, who was my video journalism teacher. We had a good program at my high school, and I got started in it at like 14.
Yeah.
He also helped me get my first TV job at 19, and I go back and talk to those kids every time I'm back home
so
because
cool.
it made such an impact in my life. I was a bit of a social outcast, and that it provided me like a group of fellow nerds that I really related to. Like, I used to eat lunch in the video journalism room, and like, those are my people. That was what I was dedicated to in high school. It got me through. And then outside of that, my English teacher, Doug Ricketts was his name, Mr. Ricketts.
Mr. Ricketts.
Yeah, I had him my freshman year for like a mythology sort of class, and then AP Literature my senior year. And he forced us to write so much. We used to have a journal where every day we would have to write a full page in the journal, whatever it was. Just you need to write every single day. And I think those repetitions, even when I was like cheating the system and writing the lyrics to American Pie by Don McLean, it forced me to think about writing so much that I think that I was able to hone my writing abilities in that class more so than in any other class I ever took. So I appreciate him for that. He was a good dude too.
I have one more that I have to share now.
Yeah,
that we're
hit
talking
us
about.
up.
And I'm from here, so both of these teachers are at Harris Elementary at the time. So Mrs. McGuire and then Mr. Woodard. So Mr. Woodard, I don't know if he was my 5th or 6th grade teacher, but he took us on a field trip to Grand Canyon University, and we went to go see the cadavers. So this is the first time I was introduced to Grand Canyon. So I went over there and I was like, wow, I want to go here. Granted, the cadavers traumatized me for a little while, but because I was
no
younger.
medicine
Yeah,
in
but
the
then I
future.
ended up attending Grand Canyon University, and I graduated from there. And now I'm a LOPE, and it was all because Mr. Woodard introduced me to the university there. So it's kind of cool.
We want you to shout out your teachers in the comment section. We'll read a couple of them. Kathy wants to show some love for nurses too, by the way.
Oh,
it is
yes.
Nurses Week.
Yes.
I don't know if
Nurses
Kathy's the one that
Appreciation
called the
Week.
newsroom to complain about this yesterday, but we did have somebody call and complain.
That we
It
didn't
is
mention
Happy
it?
Nurses Week. Today's Teacher
Yes.
Appreciation Day specifically. But if you guys want to shout out nurses, I'm cool being rogue in the comment section. If you've got a nurse that's made an impact in your life and you know their name, we will show them love on the show.
They're
We'll
so
work with you.
hardworking. Oh
We
my
show
gosh.
all love here, except for politics and
Yeah,
all that.
and Jimmy and I rip on each other quite a bit, but besides that. Miss Hershone, very kind in 4th grade, says
Yeah.
Harriet Hammonds. Rochelle says, my 5th grade teacher, still keep in touch with her to this day. It's been 38 years.
Wow.
She's amazing and stood out from all the rest.
That's great.
What else we got?
Susan said, to all the amazing teachers, thank you. She just wanted to say thank you. Harriet said, Mr. Glenn at King Junior High, to give him a shout out. And then Lana, my mom was a kindergarten teacher, so she grew up with a teacher. It's great.
Mike says he got his first radio job as a result of a high school speech experience with Mrs. Hicks, his high school speech teacher. I had a speech teacher as well that was influential. Mrs. Bickersteth was her name. We had a we had a debate class. Like I had no idea what like debate was, but like I found that I really like arguing with people. And I like,
Oh, really? You're great at it.
and I like hitting them with facts. I like
see it.
there's something.
I don't see it.
There's something so primal about like cornering somebody with a wall of facts and
wall of
arguments that
facts.
they can't get past, and just watch them cower in fear as you break them down mentally. There's
Remember he
something I
said
really
he got
love.
You were an
bullied?
outcast
He got
in high school,
bullied when
weren't
he
you?
was growing up. This is why he is the way he is
I was
now.
bullying you with
Sense.
facts.
That's
I
right.
was
Note
always-
cards.
I always longed for the intellectual fight. I've never been in, because the group I always hang out with, it always ends up in fisticuffs. I've always thought, how cool would it be to just go head to head with Paul and just argue, Paul, no, that is not right. You are wrong, sir.
According to the EPA, 74% of sea tortoises have been found with plastics in their stomachs. How can you tell me pollution's not a problem? Like that kind of thing, right?
Then we'll end up on the ground, rolling around. That's the way it always is with me. I don't know what happens. There it is, breaking. And then you're best friends. Women will hate each other for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Guys end up on the ground throwing punches. They're best friends. They got each other's backs.
I feel like everybody should take a speech and debate class, period.
Yes.
No matter
Yeah.
what you choose to do with your life, one, you have to be articulate and be able to articulate any of your opinions in a reasonable way. And a debate skill is a
in
good thing to
anything,
have. It's a
whether
good
it's
thing to have.
engineering or
Do some
science.
research before you just spout off on things. Collect your thoughts in
Guilty.
an organized way.
Guilty.
All those things are useful no matter what you choose to do, right?
Yeah. Oh, I want to give a shout out to two teachers, Sister Paula and Sister Elizabeth. Catholic school kind of changed my whole life, and it's different for everybody.
That's
but
where you learn how to
the
fight.
Smaller, yep, huge.
The nuns.
Actually, when I showed up to Catholic school, I would come from the other school. I was the toughest guy, so I got some instant
There you go.
respect.
Who wants to fisticuffs now?
But during church, we used to have to go to church every day. I started getting everyone like in the pews to like follow me. So I would go like
sorry,
that,
what?
and they'd all go like this during the mass. I'd
like
cross
kind of
my
cult
legs and everybody.
that kid.
You
and
were
they,
the leader.
And they were smart, so they pulled me up by my ears, big time. I get up there,
Is that what happened?
and they pulled me into a corner. Sister Elizabeth says, you have a big voice and you use your mouth. She was from Italy, Sister
yeah.
Paula. She says, you must use it for God. God, your voice, you will do the readings every day. Terrified. I had to get up in front of my whole class and do the church readings in front of everyone, shaking to death. And she says, now you use it for God. And that started the public speaking thing going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. But it took me still years to get not nervous.
I heard that you still do it today at your
Yes, I do. I
Yeah.
do. Yeah, I dabble in it. So try to pass on what I have, what's been given to me. So
That's
any way
so
I can.
true.
I look
I
forward
think
to
that's what
seeing
helped
you
me
at
get in
Mass.
this
Yes, we go to the same church.
position too. I took a public speaking course
Yeah.
at GCU, and before I was terrified to talk in front of people.
Yeah.
So scared.
Yeah.
And then after that, I switched my major to communications. So here I am.
You guys just reminded me of a funny story. Can we run the story time graphic?
Yeah.
I got to tell you
Roll
a story
it.
about high school age Paul real quick. We're going to get your face on this graphic really soon, Rachel, I promise.
Oh boy.
We're going to get with the creative services department and have them come up with something. All right, so let me take you back. Sophomore year of high school, young fella, maybe 15 years of age.
that year.
We're sitting, this reminds you of your GCU story too. Kettering was like the school that you didn't have to have good grades to get into. It's like a community college sort of thing where they teach you real life skills, like how to be a plumber, how to be an electrician.
Okay.
Jobs that make a lot
Tech
more than TV
school.
gigs, actually.
Yeah.
Kind of
Way
like,
smarter
kind of
now.
like a tech school,
We need
yeah.
to go back into that trend.
So
Seriously.
we had a group of representatives from Kettering talking to a big collection of us at an assembly. And me and my buddy Josh just decided that we were not here for this. Like, we were just going to joke and screw around and try to be the wise guys of the group. We were both that sort of alpha wise guy type. Anyway, we got in trouble. Duh. They pull us out separately of the assembly, and they take us to talk to the principal separately. This is key to the story, because Josh went first. And Josh decides he's going to open the floodgates and tell the principal that he felt really bad about upsetting the assembly, but that Paul has no friends, and that he was trying to make me feel better by talking to me during the assembly because he felt like I was going to be really upset that no one would talk to me. He was just trying to be there for me, and that nobody likes this guy kind of thing. This is like a legit friend of mine.
This man is a multi-million-dollar
Like, what does
attorney
this guy
now.
do today?
He's probably watching, actually. Josh, you're an asshole. Anyway, so the principal comes to me. They decide they're going to let Josh just have in-school suspension for the rest of the day. I got friggin' suspended because it was all my fault because I was the bad kid and Josh was just trying to be a good friend to me.
Love you, Josh.
We had a trip as a class to Cedar Point that year that you could go on the trip, the whole class, the entire graduating class, if you didn't have any suspensions on your record. But my record was tarnished because of you, Josh Husted. You ruined me, and I didn't get to go to Cedar Point.
Good day, sir.
Anyway, that's it.
You
Josh?
get nothing.
Had to get that off
We'd
my
like to
chest.
hear from you.
I'm going to add Josh Husted. I'm going to add him.
We're getting
in
a
the
one-sided
thread.
version of this story.
Yeah, I want
Ask
Josh's
Josh.
story. We're going to get him to call in.
Josh, can you call in 602-444-1212?
I know you're on Facebook, Josh. I'm going to find
My
you.
goodness, Paul.
There he
Defend
is.
yourself, Josh. You found him?
Josh Husted, defend yourself.
All of this makes so much sense now. Seriously.
a lot of
Now we know
deep-seated
more
anger.
why how you tick.
He's going to wake
Why
up to
you
this
tick.
and be like, what is wrong with this guy?
Poor Josh.
Probably not how he remembers
Probably
it at
a
all.
priest now, and
he's
he's
a good
like,
kid.
before his morning prayer, wondering why he's being called out on Facebook.
Use that tongue for God, Josh.
Wait, can I just point out this? We have two people on here talking about they had crushes on their teachers. Russell
Whoa,
said
whoa, what?
he had such a crush on his 4th grade teacher, and then Naomi said I had a crush on just about every gym teacher I had.
Wait, Russell, were you in 4th grade when you had a crush?
That's another subject.
Yeah.
We should take
It's just a
that on.
crush.
Day-
Didn't say anything
these
happened.
days, yes.
Anyway, seems like a natural time to get to our ICYMI. In case you
Yes.
missed the witty banter on Today in AZ this morning, there was plenty of it.
Grab those meatballs and pass the pasta. According to a new survey, Italian food is the world's favorite cuisine. Also on the list of world's favorite foods, French, Spanish, and Chinese. So get this, folks in France spend the most time cooking every day, a whopping 2 hours and 22 minutes. Okay, seriously, who has that kind of
It's a
time
labor of love.
to cook?
Part of the lifestyle.
Yes.
Yeah. They also don't work 15 hours a day like we do.
Right, don't they take
There's
naps in
that.
between
Yeah.
the days? And yeah.
A little more chill over
Between
there
the
in
day.
That
Europe.
coq au vin stew for hours. We don't have that kind of time.
No, I'm just, I'm going to Olive Garden. All right, guys, it's time for your juicy question of the morning. 1 in 3 adults admit to keeping at least one of these in their bedroom. What is this? We did receive a few text messages already.
Maui Bell always watching the show out in Gold
Oh,
Canyon.
a
Appreciate
weapon or a bottle of water.
I'm thinking weapons. We've had a lot of weapon guesses.
Okay.
Baseball
Oh,
bats,
Sienna
guns.
said a nightlight. I like that one. A firearm. That's from Kim. A stuffed animal. That's from Betty.
Lovey.
I love it. Pets. Okay. I like that answer too. And all right, another firearm there. So that's from Sun City. So text your guesses in at 602-444-1212 and we reveal the answer at 6:45.
What do you keep in the bedroom, JQ? Wait,
How
hold
about-
on.
No, be careful. Be careful with that one.
Nope. Self-censorship.
Paul just saved my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy to
Oh,
help.
all of you, thank you all so much.
We knew that
So
one would-
close.
Woo!
You know, I
Take a
was
wrong
like,
turn.
Yep, close the
saw
door.
it coming.
Yeah.
He did share some of his thoughts off air, and they weren't suitable for TV. So. But the correct answer was a stuffed animal.
Yeah, it was a
I
stuffed
love
animal.
it.
Nothing
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, stuffed animal.
Get your minds out of the gutters. Hey, we got a few more shout outs for teachers, including a couple really poignant ones. I love this one from Jessica. Way too many to name. My favorites, Dr. Sheridan and Dr. Clive Burton at Yuma High School. Both have since passed away. I was never able to tell them what an impact they had on me. Reach out to your teachers this week. Use it as an opportunity to say, hey, you did make an impact on me.
Yeah.
And, maybe somewhere Dr. Sheridan and Mr. Burton are watching, and they appreciate the love, Jessica. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I got one
Teachers love to hear
guy.
from you.
He wasn't a teacher, but he was my mentor, my first weather mentor, Bill Eisenhood, the late Bill Eisenhood. Bill, I hope you're watching. He's amazing. He was the chief meteorologist at KOB TV. I was just getting into the business. I'm trying to learn about it. None of the other meteorologists would even talk to me. They were just whatever. And Bill basically took me under his wing, and I'd go to his house and we'd talk weather, he'd do diagrams.
Oh, cool.
It was just, he'd tell me old stories of the old days when he was in the military,
Yeah.
forecasting for the Air Force.
Wow.
Brilliant man. So he had a huge effect on me. And then years down the road, I was here and I was talking to him and I said, Bill, I'm here. He was so proud of me. I made it into Phoenix and San Diego. He says, I hope I had a little part of it. And I said, you had a massive part
Yeah.
of it. I was able to tell him that before he passed away.
Oh, that's so
He's
good.
great. I take Bill with me every day. He's a great dude.
nice.
Funny guy. People loved him too in the newsroom.
Daddy.
Aw. Another Naomi, I believe, said another teacher that had an impact on my life was Mrs. Ray at Shaw Butte School in Phoenix, Arizona. She was the music teacher and opened the door to many different types of music.
Yeah.
Good.
Mrs. Sutton, influence for Lana, said you made her talk in front of the class. That's one of those like life skills that you were
Yes.
talking about.
Yeah.
That you really like.
It really changes your
It
life.
does. It has the
seriously.
potential to, at least.
Mr. Miyagi, he had a big effect on me.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he
did.
taught you to wax on and wax off.
Yes.
Catch the fly.
Catch the fly. We could have used that this morning with the ginormous
Miyagi.
moth in the studio.
I
That
thought it
would've
was
been
a bird,
helpful.
Rachel. I thought it was
a
the size
large.
of a bird.
Well, at least
It-
moths
it was
don't
looking
hurt
at
you.
me.
They just want to hang out.
They want to eat your clothes,
No,
though.
thank you.
Yeah,
All
don't let 'em on your clothes
your
for
fine
fun.
wares from Dress Barn are just going to be chewed.
I love how you always refer to
Moppy
dress barn.
holes.
Paul, that's why you get polyester.
Oh,
Yeah, baby.
Moths
No,
don't
that's
want
why you
any
smell
part
like
of that.
mothballs because you have them all over you.
It doesn't breathe well, especially when you get that sweat that dries
He also
up.
tucks a couple into the breast pocket just for safety.
Case,
Yeah.
just in case.
Let's get to the extra shot, shall we? Do we have the Where's Gurky Going clue, Alyssa? We do have it.
do.
Well, then listen to it.
Okay.
Oh, man, this just doesn't work. This guy in Chicago showed me how to do this magic trick, and I can't get it right. And it's a bummer because I feel like I'm going to need magic in my next destination.
Well, where are you going?
I can't tell you that. You're going to have to see the magic for yourself Friday morning on Today in AZ. Hold on, one more try. Wait, did you feel that?
No.
Whoa!
Oh.
So that's the most subtle clue video I've had to release so far. There are very subtle clues in there because I feel like we were giving the destination away a little too much with some of the clues.
That last clue was pretty obvious, I think. I won't say, but I have my guess.
Yeah.
About this clue?
Yeah.
Okay, because I have a thread right now on Twitter and Facebook, and nobody, the last I checked, has guessed the destination.
Really?
correctly. Not a
Yeah,
single person.
I think we're on
Okay.
the same page here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Don't
Don't
say
say it.
Casper, Wyoming.
Oh,
Yes!
you know how much I love the Cowboys out there in the
Hell
middle of
yeah.
nowhere, Wyoming, but not
Because
the
he said
case.
y'all. Did you hear him what he
Oh,
said?
that's
He said,
it, that
y'all,
was
stay
it.
tuned.
Y'all
y'all.
stay
Stay
tuned.
Cowboys.
Little nod to the Cowboys of Wyoming.
Another fun Paul fact, when I was a kid, I loved magic. I taught myself a couple tricks. I would love to show you, but we don't have a deck of cards. And
Dang it.
Oh, man, there's no time in the show.
Yeah, could you
I
make
really feel like
yourself
you're really
disappear?
missing out.
Ba-dum-bum.
I think
I
on
was just
that
going to
note,
let
we
you
just
soak
need
in
to
the
end it.
awkwardness
Yeah.
for a second.
There we go.
You like that? You like what you've done to this, Jimmy?
I wrecked the whole show. Can we rewind and do this again?
Hey, Josh Husted, when you end up watching this because I tagged you in the video, you get a hold of us. We'll put you on the show. You call the phone line, we'll get you on TV, and you can defend yourself, tell the other side of the story. That'll be engaging programming, right?
Yeah. Okay. We'll hear what he has to say.
As you don't sound as happy about it. That's the way you're going to meet the love of your life, though. You and Josh are going to ride off into the sunset on horseback.
Okay. What does he do for a living again?
I have no idea.
He works at Olive Garden.
My favorite man.
Seal
That's it.
delivered.
I think we're good now.
Back at 7:30 tomorrow, people. Join us at 4:30 on 12 News for Today in AZ. A slightly more structured conversation shall occur there.
Really?
And thank you, Russell. He said happy birthday week. Woo!
Woo woo! Happy birthday week!
Week.